What's up, fight fans? Let's get set up here. Just had to switch over. What's up? Let's go, fight fans. We're back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am always your host, Edwin. Where do all fights start?
Round one.
Shit, round one. You know what we get it popping over here. Let's get right into this episode because we know champ is here. You know who's here. Let's go. So we got a lot to talk about. Let's break down all these fight cards and let's find out who's gonna be one of the biggest winners coming up in May. Let's just call it Boxing May, right? So, fight fans, please don't forget to hit a like in this video. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's hop right into this video. What's up, guys? How you guys doing in the building? Thank you for checking in. Frontline, front and center, my man. Everybody else coming in. Show your support to the channel by hitting that like button for me. So, fight fans, man, we got a lot to talk about. What happened right here? What are you saying? Cardine 6-round stoppage. Already starting the matchup off early, hot and fire. You know what I'm saying? Just like I like it. Spicy. You know what I'm saying? So, Ramon Cardine 6-round stoppage. Fun line. Is that what you seen it? Not even he believes that. Listen, don't let him fool ya. Oh no, I'm here to school ya. Listen, Frontline don't believe that. But funny, he got jokes today, likes to troll occasionally. Because Naoya Inoue is a serious one when we're talking about world champions. And this is one of the biggest fights of the May Cinco de Mayo weekend kicking off. And we're going to be kicking off that fight card with Ryan Garcia and Rolly. So let's break down that real quick. I want to know what you guys think about this. Rolly headlining with Ryan Garcia. Is the right man headlining? And I'm dropping right now Discord link right now. You could join me here at Round One Sports Talk. Starting up a Discord community. I just started a new server today, so if you want, you could hop right over and join the live Discord, and I'll be taking some calls. So, subject to change. Yes, that pick Frontline just made is more in witness protection program than Sam Goodman, MJ, and David Allen Picasso. They're all playing cards right now with Frontline. They're all in the witness protection program, hiding out from the monster Naoya Inoue. He arrived in Las Vegas, and boy, did he get a welcoming here in the U.S. They were really out there showing their support, really asking him some of the big questions and what his future plans are. Which, listen, when you're dealing with a monster, and that's what we're dealing with here, Naoya, the monster, anyway, when we're dealing with a monster, what do you expect? Do you expect anything less? When they went and they asked him in the interviews coming here to Las Vegas, to United States, they asked him, you see, the monster Naoya Inoue did not have to start anything. When he got here, he was on fire. They were hot and ready to ask him, why did you take the opportunity at an award ceremony to turn around and acknowledge Junto Nakatoni. And he told the reporters, let me ask you a question. Would you like to see the fight? Yo, everybody in the back did, hell yeah, hell yeah. That's why I asked him. That's why I took that opportunity to call that man out. You guys are saying that Junto Nagatoni can beat Naoya Inoue, and that Naoya Inoue is what? Should be worried or avoiding Junto Nagatoni. Well, then the man took the opportunity at a world stage in Japan out there. That's a world stage for them. And he took the opportunity to turn around and say, hey, me and you next year, I'll give you a year. Because I know what you said, Junto, 3-division world champion. You want to try to do or at least mirror part of my success. Those two men right there are competing for who is the best Japanese fighter, which I have no doubt in my mind who it is right now in present time. Who got us here? Why are we here? And why are we talking? Because of Naoya Inoue. That's the truth. Not because of Junto. Junto's good. Very, very good. And I'm telling you right now, he'll beat most of those guys. 99.9 of all them bantamweights, I think Junto beats. I think he beats his fellow countrymen. His, Jin is about to go in and bang it out with Brian Norman Jr. out there in Japan. Yo, Brian Norman Jr., my man, be careful. Be careful. Don't don't sleep on that dude, my man. Brian Norman Jr., go out there, get the bag, and come back with that belt. Don't you leave that belt out there in Japan. Don't do it, bro. You know, take this dude as a real threat to that belt. We'll talk about that on a later date. But between Junto and Naoya Inoue, I think Naoya Inoue is actually, I think he feels some kind of way. I think he feels that he's the best fighter in Japan, and that he wants to make sure that the Japanese audience doesn't forget him, and that he is the best fighter Japan has. Quickly, sometimes when you're the best for too long, the fans start to like look elsewhere at the next shiny new thing. Junto is definitely shining brighter than any light, and rightfully deserving. Rightfully deserving. Junto deserves. Uh, Hold on one second, gentlemen. I'm just looking for something here. I get it. I get it. So, rightfully deserving, Junto is worthy of such a claim, or such, for that the Japanese people to rightfully pick between Naoya and Junto. I get it. Yo, bro, how many times we see that out here in the US? How many times we got, look, right now, Javante Tank Davis or Shakur Stevenson, right? And you can go on and on with the American guys. Who's the top American fighter right now? Is it Terrence Crawford or is it Javante? Is it going to be Ryan Garcia, for God's sake? Because Ryan Garcia and dollars, when it's dollars and cents, shit, we can't forget about Ryan right now. And the Mexicans, I'm not sure if they, I think his flag actually in box rec is American. So that's why I'm like saying Ryan as American because he is Mexican American, right? So, and so who is the top United States right now, the face of boxing in United States? Who is it? Who is it? Out there on the other side of the world for Japan, the Philippines, out there. I believe the face of boxing is Naoya Inoue, without a doubt. And I don't play favorites here at Round One Sports Talk. I only give credit to the most superior and best fighters in the world. Uh, at, no matter what level you're in or what place people place you, I give acknowledge to as many boxers as I can. But there's levels to the game. Naoya Inoue is definitely on a different level than most of these guys. There's very few guys in boxing that are on those kinds of plateaus. And it's hard sometimes to judge them, arrest them against everybody else because you're just like, yo, what the fuck, right? But even the best of the best, or the most highly skilled, or the best elite, what I think can be beat. And Naoya in a way he can be beat. You know, I think that you know, he possesses an understanding about the fight game that a lot of fighters it would take a very, very long time to teach. But I believe that there's a young man out there that is studying him. And I believe that every fighter is gonna get that fight. Naoya Inoue, I know for a fact, as a warrior, you do not want to retire your career without that fight, without that fighter that you're looking for. You got a scare in Luis Pantera Nari, but I understand Naoya Inoue. He wasn't the guy you're looking for. You made a brief mistake. He capitalized on it, but he wasn't him. That's basically what happened in that fight. You quickly took over in the fight and you realized, yeah, might have done something, Luis Pantera Nari, that no one has ever done by putting me down. But that still didn't qualify you as him to a warrior such as Naoya Inoue. I believe, I'm not going to think for him. But what I believe in my warrior spirit, he's searching for him. Naoya Inoue is truly looking for him. He wants that fight. I have to believe that. You can't be that superior, that good, and not look for your equal. It's me. And I'm nowhere near that, man. I wish I would have pursued it on a level like Naoya Inoue ever did. But I still got that fire. It burns right here, right inside. And I'm always looking for him. Where are you? Who are you? Can you outfight me? If I was Naoya Inoue, that's all I would be asking. I'm pushing myself every day, killing myself in these gyms because I'm looking for him. And no matter what Naoya Inoue does, no matter how many champions he beats throughout 4 weight divisions, he doesn't seem to be getting the credit or the recognition as a fighter, recognition as a fighter from the fans of the fight world. Some hardcore, a lot, I would say, are starting to really recognize and pay attention to him and really give him his flowers and understand that if he's doing it like this, it's because of a reason. He's really surpassing everyone else, and he's showing everyone else that there's levels to this. So Naoya, in a way, a lot of people might not believe in him or like him because they're of his weight category. And when you're talking about men like this, but you got to understand that they were also 1,400 men in Naoya Inoue's division that was there to able to compete with him at the top level of the division. Throughout every weight division that he has entered, he has dominated. A lot of people want to say he didn't fight so and so, and I beg to differ. I don't know any of these champions in any weight divisions Naoya Inoue actually either hasn't called out or tried to make a fight with. There has never ever been an opponent that I truly believe that Naoya Inoue ever bypassed on purpose or maneuvered around. There is no one. And the proof is in what he is doing. If there was a more worthy opponent, a better champion per se, right? Then why hasn't any of those guys emulated any of Naoya Inoue's success? Because down there on those bantamweight division, it's like fire. And wins and losses are coming every day. Every day. It's always fluctuating. No one can reign supreme. There are a few fighters that are down in them bantamweight division that are still undefeated, that are trying to do a little bit of what Naoya Inoue did. Fighters like Bam Bam Rodriguez. He's so considered good for the Mexicans, but he hasn't even come close to emulating any of Naoya Inoue's success down there. He's fighting in the exact same weight divisions Naoya Inoue was fighting, basically against the same guys. They're all still almost there. Not one of them, not Junto, not Bam Bam, none of them. And that's what really opens my eyes to greatness. When I'm looking and I can see with my own two eyes, yeah, you guys are calling this guy a hype job. Yeah, you're saying he's not that good. Yeah, you're saying that he's overrated. Okay. Where's your measuring stick? In comparison to who? To who? Who are you comparing him to? That's all I want to know. Then we can go from there. That would be a legitimate argument, right? I would think so, right? So, you know, it's not like Naoya Inoue's career is like some of what we're watching unfold before our eyes, right? For example, right? Uh one of the things that, you know, let me see this right here. One of the things that what's up? What's up, puppy? How you doing? One of the things that I, you know, uh look after, right? Or some of these guys' success and what I deem like the elite fighters. Alexander Usyk is one of the best. Tyson Fury, Terrence Crawford being another guy, one of the best, and so forth. I really believe in some of these guys. And hold on a second here. I'm obviously getting some kind of notifications here. So let me just get a second. And it's throwing me off. Let me see. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Da da da. Got it. All right, frontline. So you made your way over to the Discord. Good. Thank you. So I know it works. It's up. And because I'm trying all this stuff for the first time. So bear with me. And I'm bringing all this up on the other side, and I'm just hearing the things on this side. So I'm wondering. All right. So when I think of these fighters' success and the way Naoya Inoue is doing it, I know that he is really truly separating himself from everybody else. His dominance throughout the divisions is really speaking volumes because it shows that it's not easier said than done. It's easy to try to write away his success. It's very easy to try to do that, but when it's all said and done, uh, he's gonna show that uh, he really did some stuff in the sport of boxing. I was What really throws me off right now, actually, right now, because I'm in deep thought as I'm talking, actually, and what I'm actually thinking about, I want to share with you guys. Uh, I was on one of my friends' podcast shows or content creator shows, boxing shows, because I'm always on. I love to talk boxing, and you guys know how I do. Um, and always a student of the game, always wanting to learn more. And so I was on a channel, and we started going back and forth with Mayweather's run with and claim of fighting the most world champions in the world, right? So he kind of opened my eyes to something, and it's been bothering me. It's been bothering me so much that it's actually making me stutter in what I'm talking about now. That's how much it's bothering me. What he said was his what he believes that Mayweather's record of fighting world champion was padded. And I was like, padded? What do you mean? How can you say that Mayweather's championship run was a padded championship run? He says because he's giving himself credit for fighting former world champions, but leading into the fight, the guy didn't have a belt. And under boxing law, you get credit for that. Whether he has a belt or not, he was a former world champion leading into your fight. So I explained that to him, and he said, yeah, that's how a lot of fighters pad their records in saying they fought this many world title fights. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. You got to get credit for fighting a world champion. He said, yeah, but only if he has a belt. So I was sitting there. I was a little taken back by that. I was a little taken back by it. And I said to myself, so where's the measuring stick? And I said to him, so if you go to Wikipedia or if you go to the Hall of Fame, they're giving guys this credit. So how am I going to argue with the Hall of Fame and Wikipedia when I don't make the rules or by definition award you who you fought? At the end of the day, the Hall of Fame doesn't right now don't go by what Round One Sports Talk says, right? They have their own way of structure, their qualifications, and what they deem you fighting of a champion. So I said that. I said, yeah, well, if the Hall of Fame is gonna count it, then shit, I gotta count it. He was like, yeah, but I don't. And it made me think. It made me think. I was like, wait a minute. although what you're saying would like fuck up all the fuck, it would mess up all the record books. So what you're saying is you should only get credit if you fight a real world champion at the time. He has to have a belt. So how do you count your title defenses? So if what happens if you're defending the belt in the way he's thinking? Does that count? Or it just counts for a title defense? So it goes down as a title defense, but no world title fight, per se. So it made me think. It really did, and I've been thinking about that. Uh, Even as I was going on in the show here and explaining Naoya Inoue's record, it made me think about how many fight champions did he actually fight going into the fight. How many of the guys of his opponents were actual champions? You know what I'm saying? So I can honestly say that he got all four, the first four, one by one. So that's four world champions right there, right? And he fought two unified world champions. Stephen Kubo Fulton had two belts, and Marlon Tapales had two belts. So that's two unified world champions rather than a one belt world champion. So that's six right there. That's six. Uh, they could be no more. They could be no more. So even if you was to break down that logic, right, and you was to say, okay, let's just count them by what they did throughout their career and divisions. Although there's four belts in the division, you only need one belt to be considered that division world champion. The four belts give you undisputed status, right? Okay. So I'll even make it simpler. Let's just say that Mayweather got five belts. He's a five division world champion. So let's just give him credit for five. That's what I'll do. I'll give him credit for five belts, five divisions. Naoya Inoue has four. Manny Pacquiao has six. Oscar De La Hoya has six. Miguel Cotto has four, right? He has four. Fighters like that. Rather than making it less confusing about how many champions or how many belts these guys actually have, you know. So if we were going to do that, if we were going to do that, this is where the score, this is where the score's at. Mayweather's five comes with no undisputed runs in none of the weight divisions. Naoya Inoue's four comes with two undisputed runs in two weight divisions. So Mayweather's five, Oscar De La Hoya six, Manny Pacquiao six. None of them were undisputed. To Naoya Inoue's two divisions undisputed status. So he was a stronger champion than all of you in two weight divisions, but he has four. That's how I'll view it then. He's still winning. I'll put them four right now with two undisputed against your five that you've never been undisputed in. Yeah, I'll go to bat with you with that. With his record against, yeah, I'll do that. Well, let's argue that. I'd be comfortable arguing that. But his career's not over, which is exciting. So now Naoya Inoue has a lot to put on the table. But which fight do you think in this entire May card can outperform, over exceed, and be a better fight Then the Chris Eubank and Conor Benn fight. Now that that fight is over with, right? And we're out a couple days and we're no longer a prisoner of the moment. It was it's been a while since we had a big banger kind type fight. And they got that fight in at a good peaking time with the viewing audience was thirsty for blood. If you was to really break down that fight, like on a skill boxing level, no, it's not one of the best skill fights I've ever seen. No, it's not. Really not even close. I think that a lot of us wanted a big fight. The event, everything, the build up, the smack with the egg, all gave to the night. So I can see that. As far as that fight beating fight of the year, come on, guys. It's a little bit too early to like make that the fight of the year. Fight candidate, possibility, because of the turnout. You can't deny the turnout on that fight. Almost 70,000 in attendance. I mean, you got to give it to them. You know what I mean? As far as their two levels, some of the guys I was talking about that I talk with, right? They also, you know, presented a different side to the equation. Meaning, I was talking to some of my guys and everything, and I always like hopping on because of the chat and the people in the panel because they always ask the best questions. You know, it's good when you have like 7, 8 people. You know, and one of the things was did I think right uh that this fight right here, like with Chris Eubank and Conor Benn, did I think it was a competitive fight? Did I believe that the right man won and won in the way he should have won? And I said yes, right? And they said to me, they said, well then if Conor Benn and Chris Eubank fight, right? If Chris Eubank was a true middleweight, like they were advertising him, and he had real middleweight power, then he should have did to Conor Benn what Saul Canelo Alvarez did to Amir Khan. When Amir Khan came up to fight Saul, Saul knocked him out viciously as a middleweight champion of the world. And he showed him, yo, this is not for you. This is what you guys wanted. I stretched him just like that in the 6th round, right? So in a way, they were right. I was like, yeah, man. Chris Eubank Jr. should have knocked out Conor Benn. He should have knocked him out for being as small as he was if you were a true middleweight. You know what I'm saying? So I did see it like that, and I had to admit, I was like, man, he should have knocked him out. You know, when Amir Khan came up with all that, Saul, I'll move up type shit. Saul said, bro, I'm trying to tell you, this is not what you want. Laid him. Yo, I was like, damn. Yo, he knocked out Amir Khan ugly. Amir Khan was knocked out when Saul hit him. You seen how his body slumped over, everything, his motherboard shut off. He was like, psh, and he went out, bro. So yeah, I could see it that way. I could definitely see that. Yeah, man. He should have knocked out Conor Benn like that. Or not like had to be like the same way, but he definitely should have stopped Conor Benn for being the much, much smaller guy, which I brought to the panel when I said to myself, I said to the guys, I said, Leo, man, do you guys think that Conor Benn did something for boxing here? that it shows that if you're really dedicated, you have a well game plan, and you really prepare yourself, you can jump up two weight divisions and look and perform well. Does that speak to Jermell Charlo's preparation for Saul? Was Jermell Charlo only there for payday now? Is that what that proves? Because look at how Conor Benn did. Jermell Charlo didn't do nowhere near Conor Benn good. You know what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying, guys? Right? So I'm like, yo, who stands to win this May 2nd, May 3rd, and May 4th? Who could be the biggest winner out of them all? You know what I'm saying? And like, so uh that is what I want to know. I want to get you guys' thoughts on this. I'm gonna drop the restream link in this chat right here. I'm gonna drop it in the corner. If you guys want to come up and share, what's up, Frontline? If you want to hop up, and I want to know who you guys think is gonna be the biggest winner and the biggest loser. Who stands to lose the most? Who stands to win the most in this um May? With Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, they kicked off their little last like face downs, send off kind, so to speak, because we're gonna get a face off at the weigh-in. So that's not the last face off, because once we get the final face off at the weigh-in, that'll be the final. Then Ryan Rowley, Tio Barboza, Devin Ramirez. Uh, can any of those guys, or do you see any of those guys really uh stealing the spotlight from that Conor Benn and Chris Eubank fight? Do you think any of these guys can outperform them? And then you got the Saul Canelo Alvarez card. Ejaba, Martin Bacoli. Who do you guys got in that fight? I think that fight could be a banger right there. Many of the people that I talked to, a lot got in Jabba. Don't get it twisted. And a lot of guys, I think, are really buying or reading into Martin Piccoli's last performance, so to speak, where he got brutally knocked out. Um, and I thought that Parker from there was definitely going to get a title shot with Dubois, and you seen what happened with that. And now Dubois signed up to on another fight card. You guys seen the push of, and I'm just like, okay, Dubois, Usyk, unification, good, type thing. But I thought Parker was gonna get in there. So now Martin Bacoli and Jabba, they're all gonna, uh, you know, really add to the heavyweight division and who's next in line, so to speak. So, that's I'm curious to see that. The Canelo Alvarez William Skull, man. I don't know why a lot of people are just straight up counting this Cuban fighter out, right? Because he's a Cuban fighter. Yeah, I can see why they're counting him out. uh a lot of that Cuban amateurish style that they have, the Cuban fighters, they're great amateur fighters, great gold medal winners. Uh they know how to mix it up for 3 rounds. That's not where we're at. We're in the pros here, and we're talking about one of the best to do it in our era in Saul Iron Chin Alvarez. That man got an iron chin like a motherfucker. Man, listen. So, do you see any of these fights right here living up? The problem with a lot of these fights, like in the last fight card, Naoya Inoue is going to be ending up the May, run, so to speak, the 3 fight day weekend, Cinco de Mayo. Naoya Inoue is going to close that up in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Team on Mobile Arena. And, you know, uh, that fight can be a banger as well. Roman Cardine is coming into that fight. No retreat, no surrender. There is no tomorrow for Roman Cardenas. Roman Cardenas, this is his moment. This is his time in his world. Naoya Inoue, unfortunately, in his world, in his time, he's saying there is nothing, and I repeat, nothing this man can do or prepare for that is the storm that is Naoya Inoue. So that's what Naoya Inoue is claiming. Let's see what happens. Now, like I tell you guys all the time, I'm not biased here. I truly believe that fighting is an art, right? And you really never know as a man how far you're willing to go. How far are you willing to go? And when you're giving this opportunity, I do not count this Mexican guy out. I do have Naoya Inoue in the fight. I do have Naoya Inoue stopping him by knockout. Yes, I do have that in the fight, but I do give flowers and credit where it is due. And Roman Cardina stepped up to the plate when most men went running. They went running. Okay. Uh, you know, you guys have heard most of the story or allegations about MJ, what allegedly calling Naoya Inoue a duck, which is which is just it's just in the words of showbiz, diabolical. It is just diabolical, right? To think that Naoya Inoue, such a decorated champion, would even be remotely scared of you, like MJ really, like, and he had a few people online. Trust me, there's a lot of people online that were feeding fire to that. And with every win Naoya Inoue gets, you start seeing those same channels, they'll say they have to. The night after Naoya Inoue's fight, they gotta report the truth, don't they? So I think it hurts them to say Naoya Inoue once again does it again and brutal fashion, knocked out his opponent, defended all 4 belts. I think it really hurts them to say that. They don't like saying that shit, right? But you know what I'm saying? I always support a real one, and my man is just doing it better than most of these guys in the game today. So I'm just like, yo, I know it kills them to have to report after every win. They have to say something like he fought a duck or he fought a cherry pick or he fought. And if you just do your homework, you would see that's furthest from the truth. Oh, these last 3 fights were like last minute replacements. Guys got to step in for another guy because one guy ran off, got hauled off by the witness protection program, and none of these guys want to fight him. That's just the honest to God truth. I nothing I said is to build up this guy. The only thing I decided to speak of was just everything that's actually happening. That's all. That's it. And if anybody was saying, "Oh no, Naoya Inoue is a hype job," okay, well then who would you like to see him fight? And I dare you, pick anybody. Go ahead, go get your little Javante Tank Davis. Go get him and tell him that Naoya Inoue said so. Go ahead. You think he's your savior? It's gonna take a bit more than that to beat this kind of guy. Yeah, I'm on the line that I want to see somebody freaking give the dude a challenge, bro. Like a real challenge. Like that Nonito Donaire fight. Like that Ryaguchi fight. Fights like that they really were, they were there with him toe to toe, you know. Um, although fighters like Paul Butler made it to the 11th round with him, if you were to see that on paper, you would be deceived because for 11 rounds, all he did was he was a human punching bag for Naoya Inoue. He just couldn't catch up to him, and he was just really good and surviving. Paul Butler. That's why he made it to the 11th, you know. But I want that fighter to come out of somewhere. I don't know where. I've been watching the divisions closely, and I'm waiting for him. I think that the best chance the world has to give Naoya Inoue a fight, the best shot everybody got lies in two places: the 126 and Junto Nakatoni. That's it. That's truly my opinion. If you see it any other way, I respect you. Fine, but I would like to hear it. And I'm not gonna just like, oh, that's bullshit. This that. No, no. I value everybody's opinion. I value everybody. Everybody has the right to, uh, you know, believe in what they see. Uh, and I'm not trying to convince or change anyone's mind. I'm just asking you to at least use your own two eyes. Tell me what you see. That's it. That's all. Tell me what you see. When you watch Naoya Inoue fight, tell me what you see. Be honest with yourself. Then tell me, okay, but then who else is doing it better? One of the ways I started measuring Naoya Inoue, just one of the ways, was his competition. I started to ask myself, who are these guys he's fighting? How good are they? Yo, top notch level guys, man. Top notch level guys across the board. Fulton is already talking about moving up to 130. Fulton is in a lot of trouble. He's feeling the pressure from the monster too because he can recognize firsthand the storm that's coming this way. And he already shared the ring with Naoya Inoue. The one cool thing about Stephen Kubo Fulton and his career, it also backs up what I've already been saying about Naoya Inoue. Why? Because as long as Stephen Kubo Fulton keeps winning and winning world titles, right? It shows how good he is. One. Two, it speaks to who Naoya Inoue is. Because if you mean to tell me Stephen Kubo Fulton was good enough to, after defeat, move up in weight division and secure a world title, what does that say about Naoya Inoue? And he beat that guy. Not only beat him, brutally stopped him. Right? He didn't win one round against Naoya Inoue. Not one round. Right? So what does that say about Stephen Kubo Fulton? That it took the best fighter in the world to beat me. That's what that says. Had it not been for you, shit, Stephen Kubo Fulton would be a two-division undefeated world champion right now. He'd be undefeated. Two-division world champion. Had it not been for that Japanese dude. That's what that's saying. So I really respect Naoya Inoue's dominant run. When he arrived here in Las Vegas, they quickly put them together. They had Naoya Inoue and Roman Cardin, And Romar Cardine, ironically, got in close to Naoya Inoue, and he whispers to him, "When I go to Japan, I would like you to show me around." Like, that's what you're saying to him? He's nervous. He had nothing to say today. You didn't say to him, "And the new that I'm gonna be and the new." Them belts right there, you got right there, those are my belts. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, but I'm taking them shits, right? He didn't have no shit talking to say to the man. That's respect. He didn't go over to Naoya Inoue and say, "You know what? I'm gonna knock you out. I'm taking him." He could have said whatever he wanted. You know what he's walked in and said? He said, "Yo, when I go to Japan, I would like you to show me around." That's what he said to him. Uh, Roman Cardine has a big obstacle in front of him. I believe we all know it. But thank you, Roman Cardine, once again for saving the night. I I I feel like for Naoya Inoue's last three fights, I found myself thanking the men that took the fight, like TJ Doheny, like Yi Young Kim, like Roman Cardenas. I find myself thanking them for saving us when no one else would. When all these false claims are going around that, "Hey, Naoya Inoue is ducking me." MJ, really, where were you to save the night? You already fought prior to that a few more months leading into the Yi Young Kim fight. Where's MJ? Why doesn't he training? Oh, according to Ed Hearn, we have a signed date for Naoya Inoue to fight him in September. What's the difference? Your guy could have made this fight, been ready, and been in supreme shape to fight Naoya Inoue in one of the biggest boxing places on the world, Las Vegas. So what was the problem? So you see where I'm coming from? Do you see where that sometimes I why do I second guess if these guys would or would not fight him? What gives me the impression they're not going to fight him? It's situations like this. That's what I'm always saying. I'm like, well, if he's really not that good and he's easy money, and these guys are saying that Naoya Inoue is not him, well, okay, fine. Someone knock him off that horse. Anybody, just knock him off the horse. I would like to see it. I would like to see that because I think he's him. I'm starting to think that, yeah, he just might be him. He might be the guy that changes boxing. There's always those one guys that come out once every generation or something that really changes and elevates the sport of boxing. I believe Naoya Inoue is him. And I believe as when we're looking at the real face of boxing, I believe he should be in the conversation as one of the faces of boxing. And I really believe that. Why? It's just he's a complete package in and out of the ring. His dedication to the sport, I got to acknowledge his activity to the sport and his dominance to the sport. These are all things that I want from a champion. When we talk about the best fighting the best, he's truly fighting the best fighters in his weight division, truly fighting them. So I'm impressed by what he's doing. Is he the only fighter in the world? No. Can we be fans of other fighters? Yes. Should we be fans of other fighters? Hell yeah. He is not the only fighter. But as far as me, a crazed boxing fan that really studies the art of fighting, I study great fighters. Like I tell you guys all the time, how did he do that? What did he do? Was it a feint? Did he psych him out? Was it easy to decipher how he baited him? Was it a sequence of events that took place? Meaning, all night I kept throwing the punch like this, like this, like this, right? Then all of a sudden, you go to evade, and I come in like this with the uppercut, right? You never seen it coming. Did he set you up through a course of events? As I go watch the fights, what do I see? And I start to learn more about fighting. And in those moments, I ask myself, what could he have done different? How could he have shaved moments in his fight and got to that same shot just a bit quicker? What could you have done? Those are the kind of questions I ask myself all the time. Okay, granted, I witnessed a knockout, right? You know, let me slow down in my head. I'm like, okay, granted, he knocks him out, boom, right? I've seen hundreds of knockouts. What did he do? Did this guy make a mistake and just go running into it, and he helped him with the knockout? Was it that simple? Did this guy and this guy shoot get into a firefight, and they were slipping their heads? So both of them know a little bit about what they're doing. How much do they know? Both of them move back. Are they afraid of each other? Are they afraid to engage? Which one is and which one isn't? When they throw their punch, are they throwing it, twisting it? Are they putting knuckles down, thumb down? Are they turning off the cigarette with their back foot? Meaning, you know how when you clinch a cigarette on the ground and you throw something and you twist it? Are they twisting? Are they hitting from their hip? Was it just a jab that pushed the guy back and he came over the top? A simple setup. Did you have enough skill to recognize that? So, as watching thousands and thousands of fights, breaking down fights, really analyzing, how do you do that? What did he do right and what did he do wrong? That's how I view fighting. That's the only way I view fighting. I don't view this as a fan's perspective. I'm not a fan of a lot of these fighters. I love them all. I have favorite fighters such as Naoya Inoue, such as Terrence Crawford, such as Subriya Matias, and just to name a few. I have fighters I really like, and then I see things in. Yes, but I'm never biased when it comes to being a warrior. If there's just a smidge of chance of you being defeated or this guy, well, then that's what I would like to see as a fan. I want to see the best, truly fighting the best fighters in the world. I don't want you to dress one guy up and claim that he's a great fighter when we know he's not. Rolly, right? I want to see the best fighting the best. I think Teofimo Lopez and Arnold Barboza got a tough one. I think Devin Haney and Ramirez got a tough one. Although there's something on my side that says I really think that Devin can, pull this shit off. There's always that possibility. I really give Ramirez in this fight more than a puncher's chance. I think he's pretty decent himself as a fighter, and I think that Devin Haney has a little bit of answering to do as far as where he lies as a fighter in boxing. And is he going to be a better puncher as he starts to age in the sport of boxing? Will Devin Haney ever become that puncher that some of us think he can become? Or is he just going to be that kind of guy that never had that punching power and will have to rely on his footwork and his skill? So, well, I think some of these fights right here that are coming up, because if he really thinks that he's going to go into another fight with Ryan Garcia later down the line, well, then Devin really needs to show something. He really needs to show us, the world, and himself that he's ready for Ryan like that. Ryan might not be the best skilled, but Ryan's fast as fuck. And I'm telling you guys, he's a lot more accurate than what a lot of people are giving him credit for. Ryan can find your jaw. He can find it. Trust me, he can. He has a lot of flaws in his fight game, Ryan. Yeah, he has a lot of flaws, but he's so fucking God gifted talent, Ryan, that even with his flaws that he has, like, I mean, you guys look at Ryan, you could be like, nah, man. Like, hardcore fans are like, bro, Ryan's not that dude, right? But for some reason, he keeps proving hardcore fans and a lot of other people wrong every time. Why? He's truly God gifted. Sometimes regular men can't understand full talent and what that means. They hear the word, oh, he's gifted, he's talented, he's God gifted, right? He got God gifted abilities, right? But a guy that doesn't have it doesn't understand that. And when he sees, oh, you're not all that great. I don't know. They're hyping this guy up, Ryan Garcia. Nah, he is. In a crazy way. He's a fucking God gifted talent, Ryan Garcia. He really is. I mean, but if he was to add hard work and dedication to God gifted talent, there's no, there's the sky's the limit for you. For a kid that talented, had he added hard work and dedication to that talent, shit, those are what legends are made of. That's what I really believe Naoya Inoue is doing with himself. Naoya Inoue is God gifted. That's adding hard work and dedication to God gifted. That is exactly what Naoya Inoue is. Look what he was able to achieve with that. Imagine if Ryan Garcia was to get Naoya Inoue dedicated. That's why I like Naoya Inoue so much. It's not just for one thing. It's not because he knocks people out the way he's doing it. It's not because he's so skilled. It's the overall. It's what he is as a whole, as a fighter, what he represents. That's what I'm attracted to. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm looking at him. I'm like, yeah, that's a warrior right there. That's the definition of a real warrior right there. A guy that's constantly training, constantly evolving, constantly getting better, constantly pushing himself to achieve more, constantly wanting more. You know, those are the special ones. Some of us, including myself, I think I would have fell for the pitfalls had I became a world champion. I think that uh I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest with myself. And when you know yourself, man, tell the truth, bro. Yeah, I would have fell, bro. I might have been stuck in them parties with them women and that life. I might have took a year off. I'm going to Disney World as one of those champions and came back and disappointed all my fans and my fucking wife and kids and everybody that believed me probably would have watched me get knocked out the second time I or the next time I went to defend my belt. Unfortunately, I would love to sit here and tell you I was a different type of man. My ego wants me to tell you that I was better, you know? And whenever I feel that feeling inside of me that that little person wants me to lie or exaggerate who I was as a person or who I am right now as a person, I won't allow myself to lie or be biased for myself. I can't do it. And I'm not going to do it right now because I would be building myself on lies and I'm teaching myself to be a different person. And if I'm not going to lie for him, then I won't lie for myself as far as warrior status. I might lie to a judge I was going fast on the highway. Yes, I'm not saying that I tell no lies. Fuck you. I'm going to lie to that judge. I'm keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? I will lie when I have to, right? Right? But in the purest form of being a fighter and a warrior, um, I would like have loved to believe that I would have been a world champion. I would have loved to believe I would have made all the right decisions. But what does my life tell me? I did not make the right decisions. I did not choose wisely. No, I did not. So I'm not going to pretend that I could ever understand or be on the level of some of these men, but I admire their hard work and I have a perception of what that takes to achieve. I have a great idea, a great understanding of what these men do, what sacrifices they make. And I don't think that a lot of people give a lot of these fighters that kind of represent, like give these kind of fighters that acknowledgement that they're training hard. But since I know that's never going to come, but here from Round One Sports Talk to all the fighters, men and women, for all your struggles, for all the times, all those nights you wanted to quit, for all those times you went home and put ice on your face and came back the next day and said, give me more. For all of you out there that didn't let a speed bag run you out of the gym or a jump rope, for all of you that stayed with it the day in, day out, jog those long hours, for all of you, truly thank you. From one warrior to another, thank you for all the blood, all the excitement, all the knockouts you give to us, to all of us. And although a lot of people won't come out and thank all of you, I'm thanking you for us because I know that I would not have this boxing channel and I would not be able to talk about all of you guys if it weren't for you guys lacing it up day in and day out, getting inside of that ring and bringing us excitement from our long months and weeks of working and hearing our boss and smelling his bad breath and dealing with customers and dealing with life in general, that I have an outlet that you guys give me an exciting night. And I would like to know that when you guys go in these rings, I get my money's worth. And I will support the cause. I will support the cause for boxing and for all of us and continue to push all these boxers up there and like fighters such as Naoya Inoue because um for whatever reasons, a lot of other people like to talk about bigger weight divisions. But These lower weight divisions need eyes, and I'm just the man to do that. I'm just the type of man to do that. I really believe that um, that could be a really big fight between Junto Nakatoni and Naoya Inoue. I believe that it's gonna be one of the biggest fights if it was to ever occur. Uh, you know, I thought about it the first time, and the possibility of it happening sometimes in my head uh doesn't seem so likely of happening. But and then there's another world where it does, where it does, where that Naoya Inoue comes back down. I don't actually seeing that a real possibility. Just maybe, just maybe, because I think he'll end up fighting a fighter like Nick Ball, Espinoza, or Leo, any of the champions in 126. And like I said from the beginning, you do not need all four belts to be a five division world champion. Naoya Inoue does not need all four. All he needs to be a five division world champion is one belt. That's all he needs. Just one champion to say, yo, I'll fight you. He would have to obviously win it on that night, but that's all he technically needs. Uh Becoming undisputed, that's a different assignment altogether. But if he was to go up to 126, get the belt, and come back down to 122 to then face, which I think at that time, Junto Nakatoni should be on his way of fighting someone in that division for a belt that Naoya Inoue vacated to move up to 126. He should be able to get one of those belts. Then Naoya Inoue can come back down. They can meet at 122. Or the likelihood of Junto jumping straight up to 126. He's got the frame, he's got the height, but that would be up to him. I would be, really speculating here. Like, I would really be going out there to believe that. I even believe he's going to jump up two weight divisions, right from 118 straight to 126. Yeah, right. I don't think so. I don't see Junto doing no stupid shit like that. We're not talking about this is the last fights of your career. You've accomplished everything you want to accomplish, and then all of a sudden, you try to like dare to be great and do some shit like that. Now I've seen shit like that happen. Yeah, but Junto is very young. He ain't doing no shit like that, bro. Come on, guys. I'm not gonna even lie to you guys. I'm not gonna sit here and convince you guys. No, that shit's gonna happen. From 118 to 120. From 118 to 122. Yeah, that I could see happening. But from 118 to 126 for Junto Nakatoni to jump up to weight to chase Naoya, that I don't know. So it kind of scared me when Naoya Inoue turned around at that award ceremony in Japan and he challenged Junto Nakatoni right there on the stage. I was like, what the fuck does Naoya Inoue know that we don't know? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? And then he arrives in Japan and Las Vegas. You guys seen the interviews for yourselves, right? If not, I'll just let me know. I'll play it for you, right? Which they copyrighted all my videos for playing that shit anyway. I just want you guys to know. Yeah, I'm on high alert right now. They're like copyrighting all my shit. They don't want me to put up videos of Naoya Inoue for some reason. I don't know, man. Right? I'm like, all right, fine. Yo, I put up 4 videos I got 4 videos of different fighters with different films in the video just to see if this would work. The only videos they flagged me on is Naoya Inoue videos. Yeah. So I gotta get somehow in the loops with Top Rank or something and get their permission, to be able to like show you guys Naoya Inoue footage because they're on me, bro. I guess they know my channel of promoting Naoya Inoue videos and shit. They fucking on me, man. Yeah, so but I still didn't take it down. I left it up. I was like, all right, whatever, because unless he pushes the copyright infringement when he does that other step, then I might have to take it down or cut the video. But fuck it, I'm gonna keep it up as long as because what I'm doing is just trying to promote this guy. That's it. I think he's an amazing fighter. I would do it for any other fighter too. If I had to do it for Saul, if I had to do it for David the Monster Betty, I would. I would. You know what I'm saying? But I'm seeing what I can get away with, what I can't. And he seems to be the most taken down requested videos by the people that copyright, whoever the copyright police, they be coming at me for him. So I find it ironic, but maybe because he's making so much money and I'm thinking negative, and maybe they're just like, nah, no one can, only us, I don't know. But I find it kind of odd that he's my only guy that they take down my videos for him. So I'm like, all right, whatever, let's go. But yeah, I want to see if any of these guys really stand the chance of really putting that kind of like performance or giving the boxing fans the kind of performance that the UK just did with Chris Eubank and Conor Benn. Yeah, you guys, it might have not been the best skilled fight in the world, but damn it if it wasn't exciting. Damn if it wasn't entertaining. I give Chris Eubank's performance a 4. A 4. I gave it a 4. But the event itself, the night, the suspense, the fight, I gave it an 8. I gave it an 8. The entire night, the event, the excitement it brought, I gave the event itself an 8. But I gave their skill performance, I gave Chris Eubank a 4. I gave Conor Benn, I gave him a 5 or 6. I think it was. That's what I gave him because I think Conor Benn performed better and he exceeded more expectations than Chris Eubank's performance. Chris Eubanks won the fight, but he was supposed to win the fight. You understand? When you had a small guy in a middleweight, like he was supposed to. So why am I giving you credit for something you were supposed to do? Like, to tell you the truth, he should have wiped Conor Benn down. He really should have. These guys are right. I'm like, yeah, man, I see what you guys are saying. He really should have wiped them down like that. So, as far as the event, the excitement, not the skill level, I gave it an 8. Can any of these fight here coming down the ladder with Ryan Garcia, Canelo, and Naoya Inoue on all their fight cards? Is there any fight there that can exceed that Conor Benn night? Not skill wise. I'm talking about the night. Do you think any of these fight and who would do it? You think what would bring us fireworks is the Tio Arnold Barboza fight? Could we get real fireworks in that fight? Real suspense, real drama? Somebody getting dropped, getting up, coming back in the fight, that kind of fight. You know what I mean? Can we get that out of Devin? Can Rolly surprise the world? What if Rolly drops Ryan? I've seen crazier shit happen in boxing, right? Tell me you ain't seen crazier shit happen in boxing, right? So, these are all possibilities I bring to you. I just wanted to hop on, share my thoughts with you guys. I went on a little bit, you know, just explaining a lot of these things because we have a lot of boxing we're going to be covering, we're going to be talking about. We have a lot to really like peel back the layers. And then we have the aftermath. After every fight, we'll get together and yo, what'd you think? Who did what? What could he have done different? And where does he go from here? That's where we start to answer all these other questions and the future of these fighters and where do they go next? Do they go up? And for the loser, where does he go from there? So, fight fans, listen, thank you guys for tuning in, locking in here at Round One Sports Talk. I wanted to get one of my thoughts in on these fights. I really want to hear what you guys got to say, your opinions. Leave your comments in the chat. Tell me who you think you is going to win this fight. The what, the where, and the how. Let me know. Because you know we will be running the Notre Dame's World Championship world title here at Round One Sports Talk, and as you guys already know, who's the world champion right now? Yeah, boy. You know what I'm saying? Because I did call the last one. We got receipts. We got receipts. It ain't bang bang. It ain't frontline. Where's Armando? The world wants to know, like, where's Waldo? Hey, listen, tune in with me as we go live at some of the biggest fights we have and some of the biggest cards we have. We put the Notre Dame's world title at the main event. We only do main events. We want to see where your mind is at and if you can call these fights like no other. If you think you have the boxing skills and the boxing knowledge to call the right round and the fighter to beat me, then come here at Round One Sports Talk when we watch these live events. So, fighting family, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for lightning. Um, and like always, I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. Round One Sports Talk family, good night. And I'll see